Imagine David Lynch in a Volkswagen Beetle, driving through a neon-tinged Mojave nightmare. And that's a desert. A sun-bleached, slow-burn neo-noir that wrenches your brain sideways. And who knows, this review might get strange like the film itself. Alex Clark is a washed-up photographer chasing his former glory across the American Southwest. Instead, he photographs his own unraveling, dragging his wife, Sam, and a shady PI, Harold Palladino, into a surreal spiral of motel rooms, abandoned drive-ins, and pure dread. A jarring scene about a third way in when Alex meets Renny and Susie Q absolutely flips your perception. Think Twin Peaks The Return vibes, but with peyote shots and dead drive-ins. Kyle Lennox is Alex Clark, past his prime photographer on a soul-searching road trip. His haunted performance gives us the edge-of-your-seat Lynchian dread. Sarah Lind as Sam Clark, Alex's emotionally grounded wife. She transitions the narrative thrust and gives us a real human anchor among the weirdness. Zachary Ray Sherman as Renny, a creepy motel sibling whose unpredictable turn is a true standout, unsettling on screen. And David Yow as Harold Palladino, the disgraced detective prowling through the back roads of America, delivering a morally shaded performance. This is directed by Joshua Erkman. This is his debut with a surreal tale that emphasizes images over exposition. He even created a fictional portfolio for Alex, the main character. He road tripped the deserts, shot dilapidated theaters, and effectively wrote the script through his photography. Now, this movie is definitely a vibe, and definitely not for someone who's searching for a satisfying narrative. And I mentioned it's very Lynchian, but I was thinking more along the lines of Twin Peaks The Return. So whatever you think of that season of that show will probably tell if you're interested at all in this movie. As for myself, I love Twin Peaks The Return. And I say that because that's how the movie feels. It's got it's almost grounded, but also has this on the outskirts of it, an otherworldly sort of vibe to it. I mean, this is a slow burn. There's hardly any story. It's really just slow in general. But I found myself pretty intrigued the entire time. And this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to give anything away because I feel like this movie has to be experienced. That is, if you're interested in seeing it. But I'll just say there's a lot of unpredictability in it, especially in a moment that's about a third of the way through the film. A jarring scene that happens that just basically turns the whole movie on its head. And as I said before, I watch a lot of movies and being thrown for a loop in a movie where I don't know what's going to happen. I like that. I like that sort of ride. And one of my favorite things of the movie is the standout performance by Zachary Ray Sherman as Renny. He commands every frame that he's in. His performance is both magnetic and disturbing. Every moment he's on screen, it puts you at the edge of your seat and just makes you feel uneasy. Now, you got past the threshold of if you like Twin Peaks The Return or not, if this movie is for you. If you're down for the vibe, or if you just want a satisfying narrative. If you're down for the vibe and you still want to watch it, there are still some negatives I have for a desert. I don't need everything explained to me. I actually don't want that. I love vagueness and open endings, but I think this movie leaves things a little too vague, especially at the end. It just left me confused about what I was witnessing and basically what this film was trying to say. I think it just leaves way too many threads that it built up. It's almost like a smugness of the pretension of the director, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. There's vague, and then there's way too vague. But I would give A Desert a 3.5 out of 5. I actually enjoyed this. It would have been higher if it wasn't just for the overt vagueness of everything in the last act. I love the direction and the style of A Desert, but I can definitely see this being one of the most divisive films of the year. But overall, I enjoyed this Lynchian wild ride. This is a hard one to recommend to everyone though, because this is very polarizing and probably a very small niche would actually enjoy this movie on any level. My litmus test for this is if you liked Twin Peaks The Return, yeah, give it a go. Maybe bring a notebook, because you're going to be left with filling in a lot of blanks. If you love getting lost in Twin Peaks, hit like and subscribe to appease those algorithm gods. And don't wander off. Check out our playlist of movie reviews below. And what are your favorite Lynchian movies that aren't directed by David Lynch? Drop those comments below. I might feature you in next week's pick of reviews. And I'll see you later. Bye.